Suppose you are granted an exclusive 1 year mentorship session with either of these individuals, Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg. Which of them will you choose, to be honest? Sincerely, both of them, they clearly have distinct personalities that has contributed immensely to the success that they have been able to achieve over the years. And you see that play out in their annual budgets and how much value they dish out to their market or their audience on a regular. And sometimes you kind of imagine the annual budget as compared to other countries is so big. So when you give it a closer look, Mark Zuckerberg is a bit, gentle, subtle, but when you now, zoom a bit, you will see the real Mark. It's a bit domineering, and he would always bet on the next big market. And once he notices you, he kind of offer you a buyout, and we call it hostile buyout in business. And if you are not able to, give him that option, he would go ahead to compete with you in your own market. Imagine Mark Zuckerberg competing with you in your market with the same products, the same fee and value. And that's why they kind of call him the biggest copycat. Because you see Mark, they try to copy TikTok, they try to copy some of these social, networking platform just to maintain a huge market share. So, but aside from building Facebook from scratch, investing emotion, technical depth, and before Facebook became what it is today, it struggled to become profitable until they hit the jackpot, which is the pay-per-click business model that has now changed advertisements and marketing sector as a whole. So, and after that, they began to bet on other startups, build other, portfolio companies, and making it one of the most fastest growing establishments on earth. So when you look at Mark, you see him very cool guy, but then you have to look at him from the other point of view, from being a strategist, looking out for the next market, looking out for the next feature, looking out for the next startup to buy out or to compete with. And if he cannot compete with you, let's say he will just find a way to buy you away. And on the other hand, Elon Musk is a very grounded individual, very meticulous and pragmatic. Never will you catch Elon Musk unaware because he's so prepared, and you kind of see that play out in most of his establishments, most of his investments as a founder. And he's been doing that from the days of paper, down to Tesla, SpaceX, and now, he's investing in other portfolio companies. And he's very realistic. If he can't do it, he won't even bother. But if he can do it, he would give it his all, his resources. Every cent he has. And at some point, even his mentor disagreed with him while building SpaceX, trying to help humans to reach their fullest potential, to find a new home for themselves. And the idea of SpaceX, right? But you kind of see some of the people he has so much reference, he has so much respected over the years, becoming his greatest enemy and disqualifying, some of his moves or some of his vision in terms of helping humans achieve a new home for themselves. And despite that, SpaceX has been able to achieve greatest success that we can ever think of. So he's very pragmatic, and I don't know how he does it, but for an individual to be able to build companies across different verticals, right? Different industries. It's very sector agnostic. It's not like Mark Zuckerberg, who is much more, tuned towards social networking, and the kind of product like that. But when you see him, he's building, in the automobile, he's building in space, he's building in X, formerly Twitter, and he has not stopped investing in other vertical, sectors, and that tells you how industrious. You can just imagine his day-to-day life, how it would be. And for me, if I am to choose between Elon Musk and Zuckerberg, I think I'll go for Elon Musk because he's going to stretch me, I know, but then there are a lot of lessons maybe that I will be able to learn through him, how he does his thing, how he's able to, duplicate himself, in several, because you see him in Tesla, you see him in SpaceX, you see him still trying to direct activities, direct engineers in X, Twitter X, right? And that's to tell you how much value one can gain from such individuals, either of them, Elon Musk or Zuckerberg. For Zuckerberg, I think you will learn much more on strategy because he's very strategic. He will teach you, how to remain relevant in your market and how to be like a watchdog for newcomers and offering them a buyout option, how to look out, to the next big idea. And it's just so detailed, it's just so conscious of his environment. But when you look at Elon Musk is grounded in execution and is very down to earth in terms of looking through the details. He's the engineer, he's the executor, he's everything. He wears almost all the ads. Sometimes you see him, marketing his products. You see him campaigning for X, you see him campaigning for. So he's just well grounded, and it would majorly help you to understand how to become versatile beyond just trying to build for one particular industry, but embracing it all. And yeah, you're welcome.